Hey everyone, it's triplemangothreat, and today we're going over a Dimir deck that wants to mill all players and cares about even converted mana cost creatures in all graveyards. Our commander is Gyruda, Doom of Depths. He costs 6 mana, 4 of it being colorless and 2 of it being Dimir, which lets us pay 2 black, 2 blue, or 1 black and a blue. When he enters the battlefield, each player mills 4 cards, and then we put a creature with an even CMC from the cards milled onto the battlefield under our control. So you can expect a lot of ways to have our commander's ETB go off, and it was a little challenging finding ways to do this at a budget with blue and black. If we had white in the deck, there would be no problem having our commander's ETB happen more often. But that's the great thing about this deck and the colors in it. We use what we can, and usually cards that wouldn't be any good work really well in this deck. Okay, enough about the commander, let's get into the deck. Starting with Accelerated Current, we have Commander's Sphere, Mana Geode, Dimir Cluestone, and Dimir Locket. All great ways to get us a head start in casting our commander a turn or two earlier, or fixing our mana if we need it. We'll need ways to deal with our opponent's threats with Cold as Ice, Didn't Say Please, Thought Collapse, Disdainful Stroke, and Negate. When we play blue, we're going to need counterspells, and these work great because they even mill our opponent when we counter their spell, which can later benefit us when we take their creatures. But remember, this does not help our commander because he just works with the cards he mills. Some of the creature removal we have is Duplicant, Price of Fame, and Ravenous Chupacabra. When Ravenous Chupacabra enters, we get to destroy a creature, which is really cool because we have a lot of ways to abuse ETBs in the deck. So the removal being on a creature can help us do this again and again. When we need to take care of a lot of threats our opponents have, we have Crimea River. Let's start with Extinction Event and Whelming Wave. With Extinction Event, we can exile even or odd CMC creatures, which is a really unique board wipe, and I didn't even know this existed. When we need to draw cards, we have A Whale of a Time, Brainstorm, Deep Analysis, Read the Bones, and Sign in Blood. Nothing too fancy here, but it's just our standard you pay mana, you draw cards. But a really cool way to draw cards is with Baron Tolarian Archmage. When he enters the battlefield, we return another creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. Then at our end step, if a permanent was put into our hand from the battlefield, we draw a card. This is really on theme with our deck because we have a ton of ways to get our commander or any creature in our deck back to our hand. Now on to the fun stuff. Go with the flow. Aether Adept, Arctic Merfolk, Glenalendra Pranksters, and Havengul Scab. We're going to need ways to get our commander to our hand, and these are all great ways to do that. Like I said before, we have to find weird ways to make this deck work, but that's the fun part. Cowardice, Cunning Evasion, Escape Routes, and Seal of Removal. These are all ways to return our commander to our hand, and they can even protect our commander from our opponents. Displace, Illusionist Stratagem, Siren's Ruse, and Teferi's Time Twist. These cards don't return our commander to our hand, but rather we just bounce him by exiling him and he comes right back. And these cards are all instants, so we can do this in response to someone trying to destroy our commander. Safe Haven is a unique land to have. We pay 2, tap it, and we exile a creature we control. At our upkeep, we sacrifice Safe Haven and we return the exiled card and Safe Haven. So it's a weird way to get an ETB with our deck. Now onto the spicy mango of the deck. This means this card stands out above the rest and really kicks butt with our deck. The spicy mango is Conjurer's Closet. This works so well with our commander and with the other ETB creatures we have in our deck. Or we can trigger the creatures we stole with our commander. So if the creature we stole has an ETB, we can take advantage of that as well. When we have a bunch of cards in all graveyards, we need this category. No Grave Too Shallow, Command the Dreadhorde, Dredge the Mire, Extract from Darkness, and the Eldest Reborn. Command the Dreadhorde is so good, we pay life equal to the CMC of the creature we want on the battlefield. And with Dredge the Mire, I had to read this like 3 times because it's so good in my opinion. Each opponent chooses a creature in their graveyard. We put those on the battlefield under our control. Even if they're trash creatures, we get 3 creatures for 4 mana. This is a great card to have in the deck with all the milling we're doing already. The last category is an odd one, no pun intended. But there's no real symmetry between these cards, they're just good cards to have in the deck. Let's talk about Crashing Tide. We have Consuming Aberration, Geth, Lord of the Vault, and Sir Conrad the Grim. When we cast a spell, each opponent mills until they hit a land. We can pay X with Geth, Lord of the Vault, and we get a creature or an artifact, where X is the converted mana cost, from any opponent's graveyard, and they mill that much for what the CMC was of the card. And finally, when a creature is put into any graveyard with Sir Conrad the Grim, each opponent loses 1 life. So that was the Gyruda Doom of Depths deck tech. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of the deck. Also, we're really close to hitting 400 subscribers, and I just made my 300 subscriber video not too long ago. I want to say thank you all for sticking around and giving my videos a like and commenting on them. It really helps out the channel. If you share this video with someone, that also makes a big impact for the channel. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.